Without suggesting that news is always accurate, but I would be very surprised that this was in the news, because this case had nothing to do with the PKTT. Do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, the fact that the question was posed as to whether Mr. Mogotsi, did you read the statement? Answering no means I cannot I should be directed given what the fact says as we speak.
I will tell you that the judgment concerned events that took place in the Western Cape that had nothing to do with the PKTT. Do you accept that?
I accept on the basis that probably I did not read the judgment. I accept that the judgment may have not said the PKTT, but I know that I don't know if commissioner is saying it has nothing to do with the PKTT because it's not in the KZN.
No.
No, if that's not the case.
I'm just stating the fact that case had nothing to do with the PKTT.
Okay, I accede.
But I may add also that what we have heard thus far, unless you're going to suggest otherwise, is that the PKTT was involved in KZN and also in the Eastern Cape Fort Hare cases and in Mtata case. And we've not heard anything else. Yes, a few members came to assist in Gauteng. That's all we have heard. But that's not the point I was making. I was just saying to you that case had nothing to do with the PKTT.
I agree.
It related to Western Cape events that had nothing to do with the PKTT.
I agree, Commissioner.
Why did you rush to tell the minister about the judgment when you had not yourself read the judgment?
Like I said, it happened so quickly, and even today, I have not read the judgment. It happened that quickly, and I typed that message. I thought it was the PKTT.
All right. Just remind me again, what do you say about sourcing for us the information that relates to what was communicated to you? Are you saying you're going to get that for us?
No, I was saying it was before you say it's a fact, Commissioner. Now that you say it's a fact, there's nothing, there's no need for me to look for anything.
No, I'm interested in who told you about this.
No, I would not even find who told me. I was going to check how was it phrased, whether it is phrased in some of the media links. But if you say it's a fact,
let me ask you directly then. Who gave you that information? The information that this was about the PKTT. Who gave you that information?
I can't remember.
On something that you consider to be so crucial, Minister, we are going to be, you and General Sibia now have a basis for having General Khumalo arrested. Surely that must have been something quite important to you, was it not? The arrest of a general, especially at your instance, is not something that happens every day. Is that not so?
It is so. I believe, commissioners, it seems like it is about General Khumalo. Here, I'm talking of people who were sent to life, were sentenced to life. They had to go. It's not easy to go from High Court to SCA and finally get a judgment in the Constitutional Court. It's not everyone. So I'm saying that how much they lost, the time in prison, all their resources. I even said even after 30 years of democracy, I was just feeling for those people. Where I am wrong is to align or attach that to the PKTT.
Did you not consider this subject to be of importance?
It is important. It was important.
The subject that you communicated with the minister about, did you not consider it to be important?
I did.
So I would have thought that it should be quite easy to know who communicated to you the fact that this was about the PKTT.
You know, it could have, even the message that I sent that talks about the property from the CI and this, I cannot really tell you now who sent it to me, but it's very, very important.
Thank you, thank you. Advocate Baloyi.
Thank you.
Baloyi, sing Baloyi.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Still on that message or exchange with the minister, that page 52 that you were discussing now with the chairperson, you say there that the minister or Sibia or General Sibia can charge Khumalo. That's what you say. I didn't hear your explanation why you skipped the National Commissioner.
I was saying General Sibia was the immediate manager, line manager to General Khumalo.
Yes. And then you say the minister, the executive authority that can do that. And my question is, the operational issues of discipline are not, at least in my understanding, are not ministerial functions. Why do you say the minister and skip the National Commissioner?
Yes, the letter, this message was directed to the minister, and as I said, I also realized, as we speak, that the minister cannot charge an individual.
No, but you understand, I think you earlier on told Mr. Chaskalson that you know the workings of the SAP, so you know that the minister cannot discipline. It must mean that you know that.
I said I realized later that it is not the minister who can do that. It is, remember, it is not that I am acquainted with or conversant with everything in SAPS.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And where in that message you say, now we got something. Now we got something. Before this, you were searching. It suggests that before this you had been searching and you were not succeeding, and now we got them. Am I wrong to read to that the emphasis of now to mean that? That you're telling the minister, we've been looking, now we've got something to discipline them.
Commissioner is saying, Madam Commissioner is saying, do you agree that I'm not wrong to think this way? Indeed, you are not wrong to think that way.
Okay. So I'm correct that the communication here means you had been looking for something, and now you're telling the minister we've got them finally.
Not necessarily, Commissioner. Maybe the word, English is very troublesome. We just like it. Maybe I just said now we have something. I did not imply, as you were saying, if I mention something, there must have been some communication.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Why are you sending your communication with the minister to Mr. Matlala about judgments and about Khumalo being disciplined? Why did you think, or why did you know, in fact, that it would be of interest to Mr. Matlala that you are communicating this with the minister?
I was showing him that I'm still close to the minister, and the PKTT, which was it was news for him also, good news, that he hears it from me.
PKTT, just like the letter
that's
that I
suggested,
said,
because the PKTT that came to your house, he will have interest in that to hear if I suggest that, because that was what I was thinking.
No, but you see, your text doesn't mention the PKTT, it mentions Khumalo.
Yeah.
So you knew he would be interested that Khumalo is to be disciplined, that you're talking to the minister about disciplining Khumalo. You knew that.
It's true. Khumalo, who is the head of the PKTT?
Why did you think Mr. Matlala has an interest in Khumalo being disciplined?
Not Khumalo only.
No, you're referring to Khumalo here.
Yes,
let's take it one step at a time. Your message here speaks only to Khumalo. you haven't said in this message anyone else is to be disciplined, right? You say Khumalo will be disciplined. The question is, why did you think Mr. Matlala has an interest in knowing that you are speaking to the minister about disciplining Khumalo?
Yeah, it's because Khumalo is the head of the PKTT. And like as I said yesterday, I thought, commissioners, if you can know what I think of that message now, it's totally different from what I thought then. Now I can see this message did not have any weight, it's meaningless. But that time I thought, because PKTT is headed by General Khumalo, so for this thing that people went to prison for nothing, he must also be accountable. That's what I thought.
No, but you see, you're wrong. The message is not meaningless then and now. It's not meaningless, it's very meaningful. You're telling the minister, here's a judgment, you, CBA, must discipline, right? It must discipline Khumalo. And you share that with Matlala, who has an interest because PKTT people have come to his house. So it is a meaningful message. You can't downplay it now, Mr. Mogotsi.
The content to think that to say Khumalo must be disciplined,
yes,
it's very wrong. That's what I'm saying. Because in the first place, if like what you alluded to yesterday, if this was a criminal case and you ask me, did Khumalo arrest those people and force them to fall? The answer would be no, and I will be at fault with that.
okay. And then you've said to the chairperson, and I think it's not the first time, that you did not read this judgment that you are referring to. It was given to you and you just forwarded it to the minister. Or you told the minister. Yes. Let me correct that. You were told about the judgment and then you mentioned it to the minister, and then you say, Khumalo, you didn't read this judgment, right?
That's correct.
Now, you've admitted the judgment doesn't refer to PKTT and doesn't refer to Khumalo at all. Is this, you accept that this is yet another case of you saying things that are not supported by facts? So you communicate to the minister something that you didn't check and that is untrue. This judgment has nothing to do with the PKTT. You accept that?
Accept.
Okay. Now, the WhatsApp exchange is in page 52, if you would just go there. And I have only one question maybe about it. You say, why did you share this with Matlala? Why did Matlala, because it's quite cryptic, by the way. So on its face, it doesn't tell anything. It just says, please update. That's page 52. Minister Mchunu said that to you. You say to him, you say something, it was during your tenure, you had said that at 3:07, you said you don't remember what that was. There are a number of telephone calls, and then you say we got a breakthrough on the 24th, and then the next page is the minister asking, was the arrest effected? Now, anyone reading this, unless you tell us what you were discussing with Mr. Matlala so that this makes sense, anyone reading this exchanges between you and Mr. Matlala, it doesn't make sense. It lacks content. Why do you share this with Mr. Matlala when it has absolutely no content unless on the phone call you have discussed with him and he knows exactly what these communications are about?
It is not that, it is just that now I don't remember. It's not that I'm saying this never happened or that time it had a meaning. I so wish I could remember, but I don't remember. I was always
So you don't remember why? And here you are working with the minister about what? His contract is not yet cancelled, as I understand. It's December 27th. Why do you need to be persuading Mr. Matlala that you are working with the minister about what?
Not to work with the minister, that I'm close to him. I'm showing him that I always talk to him.
Yeah, what I'm asking is, his contract is not cancelled yet at this point, so why do you need to persuade him that you are working with the minister or you are close to the minister?
You know, I don't know how to put it, commissioners. If you want to win somebody's trust, and then and you work, how do I put it? Like any other message that I send him about the intelligence vehicles and what, is to show a person that I'm doing my job. This is what I'm doing, and I'm working with the minister. The unfortunate part is that the minister didn't know. Hence, you'll just show someone that you're working with the minister.
Okay. Now, lastly, it's the discussion about the IPID guy. I think, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I understood your evidence this morning to be that you were not interested in the arrest itself, but in the IPID guy. You wanted to know who is this IPID guy.
That's correct.
Is that correct?
Yes. Mainly, I wanted to know in particular who's this person.
What does mainly mean, that qualifier?
In the midst of all these things, that yes, he needed to get justice for his wife and his assault, but my focus was to get this IPID person.
So you were interested in an arrest as well being made?
Yeah, the arrest is not about interest. I mean, if someone is being arrested and his wife being beaten up in front of him, that justice, no one has the right to do that.
Okay.
I cannot deny that the arrester would even want to see it. I mean, yeah.
You actually encouraged it because you actually helped him to go and open a case in Soweto.
It's true. That's correct, Commissioner.
And according to you, who would have been arrested on that case? You know the facts. You know who went to his house?
No, I was.
Who according to you, would have been arrested?
It would be the person who manhandled his wife and him.
And you wanted the name of the IPID guy that would help him with that?
No, because he mentioned him along those lines, I also wanted to know him as to who is this person.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Commissioner?
Sorry, yes.
I'm sitting here, asking myself questions as I'm responding one by one. And I'm responding to the same table that says to me, even the oath that I have taken, they don't believe it is binding my conscience. If someone is in my shoes, does it really help for me to be here? Or as we go on, it will start to bind in the mind of the commissioners? Is it still appropriate for me to be sitting here giving evidence on a known fact that the oath that I have taken doesn't help?
Mr. Mogotsi, please do not make a mistake. What is put to you by way of questioning in no way means that decisions, conclusive findings have been made by this commission. I think you asked me a similar question yesterday. I forget, or I think you asked whether we believe that you are in fact a co-agent. Am I mistaken? I think that's the question you put.
That was the question.
And I said to you, Mr. Mogotsi, we are going to make our findings at some stage down the line. So take it from me when I say at this stage we have not made any findings, but that does not mean that we will not test what you are saying or what is apparent to us from documents. We are going to test that. All of that will assist us in the end in making findings. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Sorry, Mr. Mogotsi, I thought I had finished about the IPID guy. I have one last question that I wanted to ask that I overlooked. At page 47, right at the bottom of those exchanges, you say to Mr. Matlala, this is still about the IPID guy, I think in the sequence of conversations.
47.
Yes. 47, yes. right at the bottom. So the exchange before that is from Mr. Matlala. He says to you, there's a bit of a hurdle there, but I will fill you in. Now, we know from earlier evidence that you gave that this conversation is still about the IPID person, but then the very last comment is from you, or message is from you, where you say, remember, it's about the IPID person. He's just said to
yes,
you.
but, he said I wanted to know if he said there's a bit of a hurdle. I just want to know, but will it work?
What will work ultimately?
Whatever that is doing with the IPID person.
Will the IPID person go
Succeed,
and
yes.
No, let me just make sure that you understand what I'm asking. When you ask him, will it work here? Were you asking him, will the IPID person make the arrest happen?
Definitely.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Chief.
It is still morning, Mr. Mogotsi. I didn't want to say good afternoon. The charts that we have been looking at, especially the one on it starts on page 57, continues to page 58. So you see that the date of those charts is 31 December 2024.
That's correct.
Yes, and these are the chats between you and Mr. Matlala because they were obtained from Mr. Matlala's phone.
That's correct.
And we know that 31 December 2024 is the date when the minister drafted the disbandment letter.
That's correct.
We can accept that.
You accept it.
Did you know that the minister was at home on that day?
I did not know where the minister was.
You did not know. And you sending your communication with the minister to Mr. Matlala, correct?
That's correct.
Because on 31 December 2024, you want to show Mr. Matlala that you and the minister are discussing the PKTT, or at least people in the leadership of the PKTT, correct?
Not discussing that. I sent him a message.
Yes.
Remember, the minister did not respond.
Yes.
If it's me, it was a one-way communication.
No, I'm saying you are sending this to Mr. Matlala.
Yes.
And the purpose of you sending it to Mr. Matlala is to show Mr. Matlala that at least you are discussing the PKTT with the minister.
Yeah, that I sent him
Yes.
a message, yes.
And that you are portraying the PKTT, or at least its leadership, in a negative light. Is that correct? Because
not
you're not
portraying-
saying positive things about the PKTT or its
In
leadership.
that context, yes.
Yeah. So you are portraying the PKTT in a negative light.
To Matlala.
You are showing Matlala
That's
that
correct.
you are portraying to the minister the PKTT in a negative light.
No, I'm not showing that. It's not in that context. To show, this is where there's a court judgment.
Yes.
It's a fact. You don't portray, you are showing him, this is now what I think
Yes.
the PKTT have done, and this is what my suggestion is
Yes.
to the minister.
So you are suggesting to the minister that the PKTT is doing wrong things.
That there's a court judgment.
Yes.
Yes, not the PK. Here we are not referring mainly to the PKTT. I'm referring to the judgment, that here's the judgment, and I feel the leader of the PKTT should be accountable.
Yes.
Yes.
No, we're saying the same thing. You were referring to a judgment,
Yes.
but what interested you in the judgment was the conduct of the PKTT,
That's correct.
which you thought was bad.
Inappropriately so, yes.
Yes. And this is around 11:18 in the morning, so it's 18 minutes after 11.
Yes.
Yes. And then what follows this text is a text on page 59 to Mr. Matlala, where you say to him, today is D-Day on the other side. You see that?
I see that 100%.
And what I'm going to suggest to you is that the only thing of relevance or significance that happened that day is the disbandment of the PKTT by the minister.
Absolutely.
at least that is relevant to Mr. Matlala. I mean, I'm sure the whole country would have been celebrating the end of the year. But in these exchanges, the only thing of significance that happened that day is the disbandment of the PKTT.
That's correct, that's
Yes.
correct.
And this suggests, at least to me, that at 11:32 on the 31st of December 2024, you knew that PKTT was going to be disbanded that day, and that's the message you were sending to Mr. Matlala, that this is D-Day, this is the day when PKTT is going to be disbanded.
The suggestion, Commissioner, is misplaced, Commissioner. Here it was a D-Day. Remember I said it was, this is what I said. If you check the message, outstanding issues. But from the top, it starts by